Hey everyone, just doing a quick game here. Just played this not too long ago, within the last 20 minutes or so. It was a pretty interesting game, human versus human. A matchup that many people consider to be incredibly boring. Um, so, I don't think it's much better myself. I tend to find that this to be a more of a siege tank Valkyrie fight. You'll see it does take place here, but there are a few toss-ups to make it more interesting. Let me speed this up a little bit. Alright, so my opponent here looks like is Elysian. He's the blue Terran. I'm going to be on top as the red Terran. I'm just going at double speed here to get past the very incredibly fun barracks and supply depot building. Alright, so I decided to do a wall off here. And the reason I decided to go for a wall off is because I tried to go for a mass reaper. By mass reaper I only like 6 or so. Sometimes you catch your opponent off guard, and I had a couple games where I was literally able to end the game in less than 5 minutes because I send in 6 to 8 reapers and take my opponent out. I'll show you another game that I played. I saved. I actually used mass reaper against the Protoss, and every time he moved out, I'd send in 4 reapers or so into his probe line, take out a good chunk of probes, maybe a pylon, and that caused him to actually leave 4 to 5 stalkers just on patrol throughout his base. So it was 4 to 5 stalkers that were not in a fight. So let's see what he's got going on here. Same thing I probably got going on. Let's see, orbital relay, look, almost identical timing. Look at the bar. I'm going to click on his now. Doesn't even move. It goes up like 1 second. See, his orbital relays are literally a second faster than mine. So, very, very typical builds here. This is where I get my second barracks, and I start making reapers. Getting a second extractor, a must-have if you're going for double reapers or anything. Actually, gas is such a rare resource in this game. Alright, looks like, what has he got? He's going straight to a factory here. Let me speed this up a bit because, human versus human, so much excitement in the first 5-10 minutes of the game. So just going for just making a couple reaper supply depots. Here I'm using my reaper while I'm building them up to take out this debris pile. Give myself some space to expand. So here, nothing, just saturating my minerals. Let me see how many units I got. 22 to 22 SCVs. How perfect. What's he got going on here? Probably scouting the barracks. Oh no, doing a quick transfer. So as you can see, he's going straight for the Valkyrie and siege tank. And so here I got 8 reapers going. Unfortunately, you didn't see because I wasn't clicked at his screen at the time. This is my first time watching this replay. He managed to comstat me right as all my reapers were massed up. So he hit me at he hit that comstat at the perfect time. So I'm expanding, he's expanding, everyone's having a grand old time. Putting down gas. Here I'm putting down, just making a few siege tanks. Make it, once again, pretty close. He's a little faster on this orbital relay. 2 I think is the minimum, because you want to be able to spam those comp stats. As you can see, he spammed it on me here. You want to be able to spam those comp stats as much as possible. And here he does his Valkyrie, Viking, Recon. And here I fly my Reapers in thinking I could get some free shots in, but 2 siege tanks, they get taken out before anything. What I should have done is just sent in like one as a recon, and then just left him up there. Sent in one, and just constantly. So what he does here is the typical drop the siege tanks. Alright, so he pretty much isolates this expansion. And, you know, manages to take it out. Good use of cliffing by him. And now he's doing what Terrans tend to do on a map like this. We're in a point where a central corridor is the main corridor of movement. You know, you start to move your army out, just building it up. See, he's got siege tank, he's got one poking out here. I know what that guy's trying to do. Here it's the Viking versus Viking. Super potent fun. I got a couple SCVs just chilling here, you know, pulled them off the line. Using it for repairs. Some more Reapers. These Reapers I intend on using as a miscellaneous force, you know, scouting. Alright, so move the command center over. Put the SCVs back up. I think here I'm just trying to make sure that I can take out this expansion. But, you know, he's got nothing. Then I send him in here, and oop, there we go. Surprise, surprise. Lose 4 Reapers to a couple siege tank blasts before he can even react. And now he does the one thing that I hate on this map. Once you start getting control of the map, the center of this map, it is a pain in the ass to break that mold. So I have a special way of reacting to this. When I see mass siege tank, and you know he's got the advantage on me, what I like to do is just get batshit crazy and just start popping down as many barracks as you can sustain. And Marauders do an amazing job. You know, just go nuts with Marauders, throw in some Marines. I like to put Marines into this mix-up because he's got a ton of Vikings, and I don't have enough to take out his anti-air. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start pushing out as many Marauders and Marines as I possibly can, sustain. Even getting a couple medevacs. Medevacs are needed because STEM is a necessity when you're fighting siege tanks. You got to get in range. Marines can max survive 2 hits. You know, the combat shield. Marines are not going to have a long lifespan. Marauders, you can go for about 3 hits. The medevacs give you an extra hit or 2 in, which are an absolute necessity. Because once the Marauders clear the distance with the siege tanks, the siege tank just loses. Its firing speed at 3 seconds is just too slow. A stim Marauder shoots once every second. So you're doing, she says here, 1.5 seconds of firing speed of Marauder. But once you stim packet, it goes down to 1 second. That means you're doing 60 damage every 3 seconds, where a siege tank can do only you know, 50 damage if he's got level 1 upgrades. He's got, like him, he would only do 50 damage. So as long as you guys are unclumped, you can actually outpace the siege tank's damage with a stim Marauder. Another thing here, I went for a dual engineering base since I was going for mucho infantry, and I throw down a couple 4s. 4s are fun, I think, because they can do a lot of damage, and when you have all those Marines and Marauders running up in there, the 4s really can whip out your damage. And when you're dealing, you know, 33 damage times 2 for a total of 66 of level 1 upgrades, but 60 damage a silo every 1.28 seconds, you can destroy things really quickly. So 4s can really show siege tanks what's up. But you need something in front of them to take the damage. So, this guy does another thing here that's nice. Starts putting down sensor towers in random areas. I would have put that one more centrally around here to keep track of all 3 of these expansions. I mean, he was trying to keep track. He's got the high yield going here. This is pretty nice because this is an actual competitive game where I managed to hold on to a high yield expansion. Normally that doesn't happen. Oh, there goes that siege tank. Time to expand here again. But I won't be doing that in this game. Alright, let me slow this down. As you can see here, I stun, and I run in. And you can see the 4s, 2 kills already. They really go in and they deal a ton of damage. And I need that anti-air because you can see, actually my Vikings held up pretty good. But he did out-Viking me. He's got this level 2 weapons on his Vikings. Oh, he's got a high yield too, huh? Didn't notice that for most of the game. So, at this point my guys are weak, unfortunately. Not enough to push through. So I send in a couple SCVs to do the repairs. At the same time, my minerals are pretty high up. My gas is not so high, so I start just pushing out Marines. Make Marines, put in a few Marauders in there. And so he's once again just pushing out with siege tanks and getting the battle cruiser. I did this on my last Terran vs Terran game I played, and the guy wasn't expecting it, and I managed to push it to the point where I was able to take out all of his expansions before he was able to make enough Vikings to fight the battle cruisers off. We only had like 4, but when you're going mass land army, you know, a dozen siege tanks, tons of Marines and Marauders, and all of a sudden 4 of these battle cruisers show up, you just tromp right over him. You just got to push it through. Take out as much of a map as you can. At this point I didn't even know he's got the battle cruisers. He's only got 1. I mean, how many is he making? Alright, so he's only got 1 starport actually training battle cruisers. The whole point is the the change of tactics that battle cruisers call in. I think they're such a powerful unit, such a all-purpose destroyer. I mean, 5 armor, 13 damage at 0.23 seconds a hit, and then 9 damage to anti-air. He's got, of course, it's maxed out, so it's 10 and 6 damage. But I mean, you're dealing every second. You're dealing 40 damage. That is just insane. So here I go in again. You can see the Marauders are able to just stomp all over the siege tanks.